Welcome to Somerset Weekly Wrap-Up for May 27th to June 3rd. The Massachusetts Attorney General's Office has sent notices of intent to sue to Patriot Stevedore, Brayton Point LLC, and Eastern Metal Recycling over the Clean Air and Clean Water Acts. Residents in that area of Somerset have complained about dust from the property, noise, materials being dropped in the water, and uncovered trucks. There are scrap metal and salt transport and storage operations on the property. The Attorney General's Office will decide after 60 days whether to sue those parties. Somerset Middle School Building Committee Chair Victor Machado said he polled voters at the debt exclusion election, and they said they preferred borrowing funding for the new middle school project over a 30-year period rather than a 20 or 25-year period, so that the payments on those tax bills per year would be less. It will be up to the Board of Selectmen to choose what term to use for the bonds. The town will pay $53 million of the $85 million middle school project. The estimated cost for taxpayers per year, depending on which term is used for the bonding, is $320 to $390 a year for a residential property valued at $310,000. It would be more or less if the property has a value above or below that value. On Memorial Day, the Somerset Police Department rededicated the monument that honors police officers who have passed away. The names of Herbert Mendes, James Duart, and James McIntyre were added to the monument. They all passed away during the past year. Menzies served the Somerset Police Department from 1960 to 1986. Duart was a police officer from 1970 to 2001, and McIntyre served as a police officer in Somerset from 1959 to 1988. Families of all three police officers attended the ceremony. Mayflower Wind and Ambarak Development Partners has announced that they have signed an agreement for Mayflower Wind to use transmission assets developed by Ambarak to bring offshore wind to Brayton Point. Mayflower Wind will bring clean offshore wind energy from its federal offshore energy release area to Brayton Point, which will lay the foundation for the broad repowering of Brayton Point. Brayton Point's robust grid infrastructure and waterfront location make it an ideal interconnection location for offshore wind. The Mayflower Wind Offshore Wind Energy Project will use state-of-the-art high-voltage direct current technology that minimizes marine cabling, reduces energy losses, and strengthens the New England grid. Selectman Lorne Lawless said the consultant hired by commercial development company to measure dust in the Brayton Point neighborhood used the wrong scale to measure the dust. He said the consultant used an industrial scale rather than a residential scale to measure the dust. Lawless and Selectman Alan Smith asked the town's consulting engineer to see if the analysis can be recalibrated using the residential scale. Dust leaving the property of the Brayton Point Commerce Center has been a concern of the residents in the Brayton Point area of town. There is an opening on the town's Zoning Board of Appeals because Alan Smith has resigned from the ZBA. Smith said town council told him that he can no longer serve on the ZBA because the Board of Selectmen is the appointing authority for that board. Those who are interested in serving on the ZBA can fill out a talent bank application with the town and submit a letter of interest. The application can be found on the town's website at townofsomerset.org. The deadline to submit applications is June 9th. The Somerset Council on Aging will start offering group activities again on June 7th. It has been over a year since the COA offered activities like bingo, tai chi, mahjong, Thai yoga, aerobics, and other exercise programs. The activities have not been offered during the pandemic, but restrictions that have been lifted allow the activities to start up again. Seniors who come back to the COA for those activities will also find lots of improvements to the building. A new floor has been put into the main area of the COA, new ceiling tiles have been installed, new doors have been put in, and custodian Michael Perry has done a lot of painting on the inside of the building. Resident Kathy Souza has asked the selectmen to continue to show their meetings by Zoom video conferencing so that more people can participate in the meetings during the public input part of the agenda. She noted that public participation increased in town government meetings during the pandemic because people could comment and ask questions from home through the Zoom program. The selectmen have gone back to in-person meetings, but Sousa said there is a way for them to still broadcast the meetings through Zoom if the town gets a Zoom account. In order to increase the amount of people coming to town meetings, resident Melissa Terra suggested to the selectmen that they consider holding town meetings during the day on Saturdays instead of on Monday nights, which is when they have always been held. She said some senior citizens said they cannot stay out late at night, and the meetings on Mondays also could be inconvenient for parents of families. A topic like budgets of town departments are voted on at the town meetings. The Big Red Slide opened to the public this past Monday at Pierce Beach Park. Haley Gaw was the first child to go down the 68-foot-long slide. The slide was scheduled to open on Saturday, but weather delayed the opening. In sports, the Somerset Berkeley Regional High School baseball team scored 5 runs in the 5th inning yesterday to overcome a 4-0 deficit to Durfee. Dominic Alderman had a 2-run double that tied the game, and catcher Tyler Costa had the game-winning RBI with a line single down the right field line that brought Alderman home. Pitcher Ben Oliveira was the winning pitcher of the game on his birthday. He had 9 strikeouts. Freshman Joseph Ramos won the 5th match in as many contests with a win over Case on Tuesday. As the number 1 singles player for the Blue Raiders, Ramos plays the best opponent on the other team that Somerset Berkeley plays each match, and he is undefeated so far as just a freshman. The Blue Raiders won the match 4-1 over Case to improve their record to 3-2 on the season. Thank you for tuning in to Somerset Weekly Wrap-Up. We will see you next week with news from around Somerset.